What is up, gamers? Welcome back to another Predecessor video. It has been a while since we covered some Predecessor news, so let's do that for you guys today. It's going to be a short video, but there is some very interesting things to talk about and to also share my opinion on. So yeah, let's get right into this one. It's a good one. Alright, I want to start off the bat by showing you guys the video for Skylar. I already watched this one, but I'm going to watch it again with you guys and kind of go over what I see and my general opinion on Skylar. She runs a lot like Decker, by the way. I think she has the same movement animations as Decker. Yeah, it's like perfectly like Decker. Interesting. That thing looks like it's attached to Kai. And I believe this is gonna be her ultimate here. Or it kind of makes sense, right? Because it's the last thing she does in this trailer. So she goes in the air and just throws a massive rocket launcher. Alright, so I can see a few things about this trailer. But before I mention or talk about the kit, I do want to say, like, overall, the skin actually looks pretty good. I like the color template, but I would say, like, overall visually she looks kind of meh. It's okay, it's nothing crazy. I do think there's a lot taken here from Decker, a lot taken from Sirit, and maybe Gadget as well. So there's that, but like, even the voice, the person voicing it, it's like...
Don't worry, I've got this on lock and load.
Yeah, it's like, it's nothing like, oh, she sounds like kind of crazy or anything, which makes sense. Like, she shouldn't sound crazy. She's like pretty basic, right? But I like where they're going with the movement, where there's much more like aerial and kind of stuff like that. But I want to talk about these abilities a little bit that we saw in the trailer. Starting off with this one. She goes in the air, she's auto-attacking, so she can auto-attack when she's in the air. And also there's like things coming out, this thing right here, you see it? When we go back, there's another one that she does. I think she does two of them. Yeah, you see it right there, just goes from the back, from like the jetpack, and just hits him as well. So it's either tied to when she auto-attacks, because right there she auto-attacks, she threw one. Second one she didn't, but the third one she did it again, right? On the third auto-attack, she did it again. So maybe it's cooldown based when she auto-attacks. Maybe it's her passive every time she auto-attacks. Or maybe it's just part of her flying ability, right? So that is ability 1 from the looks of it. Possibly a passive alongside it that we might not know about. And then if we go to the next ability, which should be right here, right? Yeah, it is. Next ability looks like something that attached to Kai right here, because when he goes in the air, you see it right here. It's like glowing, and then it explodes, right? There we go, it explodes. What I'm curious about here is there's a big AoE on the ground. So my guess is that it attaches to somebody. When he jumps, you can still see it on the ground right here. It's very pixelated, I'm sorry, but you can see it on the ground. Of course, now you don't see it because she went up. But I guess is that this explosion is an AoE around the Chimera right here, because it's attached to him. It's gonna deal damage around him. Looks like there's like a big VFX. So that looks like an AoE kind of ability, maybe to clear wave, to just deal damage. I don't know the range of it or anything. Also don't know if it like roots, if it slows, if it stuns or something. She did like kill with the ability, but it could have some sort of CC effect. We don't know. Pretty interesting one ability. And then if we go to the ultimate at the end, it looks like there's just a massive explosion that she just throws, right? Nothing that I can tell from it though. It is AoE, so that's pretty cool. I don't know how the damage works, if it's just flat out damage, if it's true damage. I will say she is also missing one ability from this trailer, and that's the one thing I kind of want to talk about. So lucky for us, we've recently, today actually, we've learned the ability that they didn't mention. All right, let's look at her other ability that they didn't show. Oh my god, that is disgusting. Jesus, that is...
Don't worry, I've got this on lock and load.
It's disgusting, guys. If you saw what I saw. Okay, let's break this down. There's actually a lot here to break down. First of all, her Q, if we go at the start, this is the Q. The first ability, the one that cost 60 mana, just went on cooldown. And if we look at what's happening here, there's a big AoE circle, which I assume that is her Q. And I believe the E, which is ongoing right now. The reason I know it's ongoing is because it is showing us right here, right? Like if I play it, you see how It's saying it's ongoing, and now it just went on a 24-second cooldown as soon as she fell down. Right? Yeah. She fell down. Okay. She fell down, and the E was on cooldown for 24 seconds. That's a massive cooldown. 24-second E on the flight. This is very, very long. But she did fly for quite a lot. How long did she fly for? She flew for about 2-3 seconds. And another thing that I've noticed is she's draining mana, which is from her RMB. And I believe the RMB basically drains 2 mana, it says. And I think it's from every tick of that the beam does damage. I think it's doing like damage every 0.4 seconds or 0.3 seconds, maybe 0.5. It's very fast. It's very... Can we go back? Yeah, it's like very fast, right? And you can see the mana drain here. Something also worth mentioning is that when she kills TB, she kills him. The thing goes, you can see it 1 frame earlier. The AoE is like just about half. She kills TB and it resets. It resets the duration of her beam. It's now back to full because I think she got a kill. So my guess is she has some sort of reset on her RMB. She's going crit item, so maybe you build her with crit. What is this item? Is this Dust Devil? I think this is just Dust Devil. Is there any other item that builds from this? Interesting. She's going Dust Devil from the looks of it. Yeah, there's a lot to see in this little snippet. We don't see the ult like being played. We also don't know nothing about the passive. The passive is just there, and it doesn't go on cooldown or anything in this fight, so no idea what the passive is. Also, one last thing to note is when she goes in the air, this thing happens again. The thing from her backpack. It happens 5 times. But when she's not in the air, it's not happening. You see how she's not getting more from her backpack? So I'm guessing those missiles are from her E as well. Maybe only when she's flying, or maybe it's a passive that she procced some sorts. But I feel like if the passive procced, you would kind of show it on cooldown. There's actually more that I want to talk about for the upcoming patch. And let's go to the next part, which is a lot of new items. All right, we have apparently 6 new items coming to the next patch. All right, let's start with A, which is the weirdest one out of the bunch. It says deal 20 plus 4 per level additional true damage, and slow the target by 50% for 0.3 seconds. That's a massive slow. That's a massive micro slow. Damage increases from 1x to 3x based on the target's missing health. This looks like an ADC item. Looks like an attack speed ADC item. It also has an internal cooldown of 10 seconds, which is pretty high. If it's permanently on a 10-second cooldown, that is a little wild. I assume this is the entire item, though. Maybe it has another passive that we don't know about, but it's like, it's a weird item. I assume it's an ADC item. Maybe a bruiser-ish item. I don't know the stats on it, but it looks like an attack speed / ADC kind of item. Kind of interesting. The reason I think it's an ADC item, it's a way to like slow the enemies, right? It's a way to create space from melee heroes. So it's a way to get some sort of CC on your hero, which isn't hard CC, but it's still some sort of CC to help you like kind of like evade or do other things, right? All right, let's go for B. Your abilities deal 3 additional magical damage. It also has a 3% magical power scaling. So the more AP you build, the more this number is going to be. It's also not true damage, so protections into it will lower the damage, but it does have scaling. Each ability cast can only trigger this effect once every 0.3 seconds per target. Interesting. This is a dot kind of item. Okay, so I can see this being good on Iggy. I can see this being good on Morgish. Good on Gadget, where the best use for this is any dot abilities. So like Morgish passive, Gadget with her multiple dots with her RMB and her ultimate, and Iggy with his turrets and with his fire stuff. So I guess this is a very situational item on specific mages. Mages like Belka might not find this as useful unless it has some interaction with like items like Megacosm, I guess. But it does say each ability cast can only trigger this effect. It doesn't say each item, so my guess is that it only works on ability cast, so there's that, but we'll have to wait and see. Your ultimate deals 15% increased damage and heals you for 25% of the damage dealt to heroes. Okay, this looks like an assassin kind of item. The question is, it's probably gonna be either AD or AP. And there's already a lot of healing for AD champions. So I'm thinking this is an AP item for AP burst mages that want to heal. Maybe something like Countess. I guess maybe Bellica, maybe Gideon, I guess. That could be interesting on Gideon. That could be very interesting on Gideon. You deal more damage and it also heals you a lot. Yeah, I think this looks like a mage item. Maybe it could be a non-mage item. It could be an AD item for assassins as well. But I already like AD assassins already have like good items like Nightfall that they can use for healing. So I think this has to be an AP version of Nightfall of some sorts. Just a little bit different. Let's go to D. Upon casting an ability, empower your next basic attack within 4 seconds to deal 50 plus 120% critical strike chance bonus physical damage on hit on a 1.5 second cooldown. Okay, so it's a Sheen item. We have many of these. We have Oathkeeper, we have Augmentation, and we have one more, which I completely forgot which one it is, or what's it called? Ella Frost, right? We have Ella Frost. This is just one for carries. For those who want to build crit. And that's, yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's nothing crazy, but one more of these items for ADCs, I guess. Let's go to E. While within 1,000 units of an ally, you both gain 0.75% missing health and mana regen. Is it of your missing and mana regen, or is it of the person who has the item? I think it's of each person. Okay, so this is definitely a support item. It's pretty simple as well. I feel like all these items are pretty simple and self-explanatory, apart the first one. The first one's a little weird, but yeah, this looks like an aura item for support. It's pretty simple. I think a lot of people are gonna like it because it really is straightforward and it just gives you a lot of regen in both ways. So also it's a really good item for ARAMs. So if you guys run ARAMs on Pred, this item is hella good on for ARAMs. Alright, the last one is enemy heroes within 550 units of you have their healing reduced by 40% and are slowed by 10%. This has to be a support item, probably a tank item. Yeah, this is definitely a tank item. Like a Steel or a Richter is gonna use this, I think. Very interesting. A lot of slows. We're seeing this slows, this also slows, right? And also 2 aura items. I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like them adding 2 aura items makes me think, are we getting some sort of like Ares passive from Smite where he just wants to build like aura items? That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm kind of getting from it. Of course, I don't think that ADC is gonna have an aura passive because it's an ADC. It doesn't really make sense, but we're getting 2 aura items and 2 slow items, and the rest are kind of like I think these are 2 mage items, which probably are 1 and 2. These look like mage items. This looks like number 4 right here for ADCs, or number 3 actually. Yeah, number 3 or number 4 for ADCs. 5 and 6 look like these bottom 2, I think. Pretty cool items. I don't think they're like crazy or anything, but it is 6 new items that's gonna open up the build paths a little bit more. I'm very curious about A out of all of them, and I think B is gonna be good because it's situational on specific mages from the looks of it. The rest are kind of just there if you ever need them. I feel like they're not like anything crazy, but it's like nice to have new items. But overall, those are the new items coming in, but there's still more things that I want to talk about. All right, and the last thing I wanted to talk about is this one right here. The next patch has a few improvements and quality of life based on your feedback for the draft. This is big, actually. This is big. We now have ability videos. If we open this up, look at that, dude. You're actually going, I hope that these ability videos are just not only in the draft and they're also in the main menu, because there's no reason to not have them in there. There's literally no reason. Also, something I realized, the chat is a bit more readable. It's a bit bigger. They also removed the, what are they called? Enchanter, tank, like the dumb category stuff, and just kept it how it was, which is really nice. And there's also a thing here that says free changes every week, which I assume is the rotation things, right? Right now they're all on rotation, which kind of makes no sense, but it's whatever. And oh, it also shows you your mastery on each hero. I don't know if that does it right now. I don't think it does, right? I don't think it does. What else does he say? You can now see your hero affinity levels. Okay, yeah. Number 3, announcer has been updated. I do want to know what that is. It's not the, when they say announcer, it's not like the person when you use com wheels though, so it's not that one, which I wish that one was also updated, but it's fine. So very interested to see what this is. Can see names in role select, that is also pretty nice, so you know who is trying to get your role. If you know it's a one trick that you know of, that he's really good at mid, and you're trying to get mid, maybe you give it to him, you know, stuff like that. That's pretty nice as well. And number 5 is classes removed, which is the other thing that I mentioned, which is pretty nice. He says there's more as well, but these is some nice quality of life things for sure, coming in patch 1.1. And that was it for patch 1.1, at least for what we know so far. I know patch 1.1 was delayed, unfortunately, but it's fine. At least we got something to talk about while it is still cooking in the oven. Hopefully you guys liked what you see. Hope you guys found something informative from this video or learned something new about what is coming in patch 1.1. I will see you guys tomorrow for another Predecessor gameplay video. Peace out, gamers, and have a good one.